Welcome to Spiritual Vacancy, a podcast to help fill your spiritual void and to find your inner light. We talk about all things spiritual, metaphysical, and the unknown. We have topics including psychic mediums, Reiki, tarot readers, ghost hunting, and so much more. We thank you for being here, and we hope you enjoy today's episode. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you are listening to this episode. Today, I'm going to be talking about angel numbers, how the years of numbers make sense, like 2025 is a 9 year, last year was an 8 year, so forth, and also talk about like what you want to end this year that you don't want to take into the next 9 years, that you want to leave behind. And then do you see angel numbers? Because angel numbers are so significant from our guides, from our loved ones, from the universe, our higher self that's trying to guide us in this journey to let us know that they're watching, that they know what's going on in our life. Because with angel numbers, they will change over time. So I remember when I started my spiritual awakening, however many years ago, I've talked about that several times. I always saw 222, like everywhere. Like it would be on a sign, it would be on the back of a car, it would be on a billboard, it would be in a phone number. I would be talking to somebody and they would tell me their phone number. It's like 222, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, what is going on with 222? Like, what is happening with that? But at that point, I was right where I was supposed to be. Because if you constantly see 222, that means don't change anything. You're on the right path to get you to where you're going to be in a few years, but where you need to be right now at this moment when you see 222, right? I have no idea if you're watching this. My screen got extremely bright and I have no idea why it got so bright. Anyways, probably spirit. Um, but the numbers are so significant and you can also see different numbers. Like my son's angel number is 442. He actually has stickers of 442 on the back of an old car that he has, an old El Camino that has been his project car forever. There's a sticker on the back that he put on it with 442. Well, then fast forward, he bought his very first car by himself a little over 2 years ago. And when he got the license plate, the first three numbers are 442. And I'm like, no freaking way. That's so cool. But that's all about, balance, relationships, finding stability in your life. And he just doesn't have that right now. He's very confused on his path. And fours, when we see fours, it's about a lot of decision making. You might be confused. There might be a fork in the road. You don't know which way to go. So, I mean, it totally makes sense. And it makes sense with partnerships, careers, relationships, things that you want to work with. And I love that it's like this number has been with him forever, and then it's on his license plate. Like, what is going on? I was like, this is so cool. You can't make this stuff up, right? And then if you see like 111, that means your intuition, you're manifesting your desires, your dreams, things are happening for you. That could even be when you start seeing one, it's all about self, your spiritual awakening. Things are transforming. You might even be going through a huge transformation in your life, but it's for a positive and it's letting go of what you don't want anymore, right? Two is all about alignment. I already discussed that. It's right where you're supposed to be. If you see threes, like 333, it means support. It means that people are supporting you. It means to focus on other things beside yourself or asking for support in what it is that you want. Maybe you need to ask for help. Maybe you need other people to come in. It's to focus on the mind, body, heart, soul for yourself. And sometimes we can't do that alone. Threes, you always think of like groups, right? Three is a artistic number. Three is working in groups with more than two people. So it's reaching out. Maybe even with your career, you need to start working with groups. I mean, 333 can mean several things, right? Then you get into fours, which is about protection, finding the balance, find the stability. Same with what I was talking about with my son. You might have a fork in the road. You might be confused on your path. You might not know which direction to go. You have multiple options, or something might be heavy on your mind, or you have a decision to make that you are delaying. That could be with the four, where you know you need to go somewhere else and you haven't yet, right? You're holding on to something. Um, Fives, when you see fives, it's all about change. It's all about you need to move, you need to go, you need to make that change. You need to change something within yourself, change your environment, change your work. It could be moving. It might be time to move. Or if there's a habit that you do that like smoking, right? So say you smoke or maybe you drink too much, who knows, right? Five is change. Five means you need to quit. Five means you need to go in a different direction. It can be positive or negative. Like all the numbers have positivity and negativity to them, but even like the negativity doesn't mean that it's bad, right? So sixes are actually really good. If you see 666, I mean, that could also mean good luck. It doesn't mean that it's devil, because I don't believe in devil, but it's a time to reflect. Like when you see 666, 666, not 666. When you see 666, it's a time to reflect. It's a time to look back on what you've already accomplished, where you want to go. And I wouldn't even be surprised if you saw twos along with the six, because it's kind of just being in the moment, reflecting on what you've already grown, reflecting what you've already accomplished. And it's such a great number. I know it's got such a negative stigmatism around six, but it's actually not bad. It really isn't. So even if you see 666, which is funny because that's on the El Camino's license plate is 666. My son with his angel numbers. Um, it's just a time of reflection. Figure out where you want to go. Maybe take a moment, pause, breathe. You don't have to rush into anything when you see sixes, which would make sense because the El Camino has taken years to accomplish. So that the definitely not the rushing is perfect. Um, and then if you see 777, it's all about good luck. I mean, you think of like casinos, right? Sevens are great numbers, manifestation, money, luck, good things are coming. Sevens are all about amazing things about to happen if they haven't already. So that could be like when you start seeing sevens, you are on the brink to getting like the best news, or maybe a promotion, or maybe starting your own career, or whatever it might be, a new relationship. I mean, sevens are so great to see. Such a positive angel number just to show you like, yes, I achieved it and it's happening. And sometimes we have to like pinch ourselves, right? But it's just like it's probably like the luckiest number in the numbers, right? When you see eights, it's all about balance. I always think of eights as like karma. What goes around comes around, balancing life, balancing what it is that we need. And that could be with our emotions, that could be with friendships, relationships, jobs, your work-life balance. I mean, eight is everything kind of falling into place, but eights can also revolve around money, but it could be the highs of money and the lows of money. So last year was at 8 years. So if you do 2 + 2 + 4 is eight, right? This is how you find out all the years. Last year could have been a lot about money. So for me, it was a lot of hospital bills. I had my hysterectomy. My husband was in the hospital the Christmas before, so it was like, or not the Christmas, but it was right before Christmas. He ended up in the hospital, which brought that over into an 8 year. So last year in 2024 was a lot of finances with me, and we're still paying on those, right? Because that's what will happen in an 8 year. So when you kind of look back, it could be plus and minuses though. So you could have the best financial year in an 8 year. But then you can also have a really bad year too. You can have like one of your lowest financial years, but it's all about finding the balance, finding out how things work. I mean, eights are good numbers. Eights, abundance. Eights, just good. I mean, eight's a good number. Take the good with the bad, right? Because then it'll change. And then nine is about letting go, releasing. If you see a lot of nines, 999, it's endings, right? And I had just made a post on TikTok about angel numbers, and this year I'm getting braces finally. Invisalign they want to do because my bite is bothering me. And I had braces for 4 years when I was in school. Started in middle school and went into high school. And when I pull up to the orthodontist yesterday, it's a car and their license plate is 9991. And I'm like, okay, this is awesome because this is all about endings. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Like, I just posted about angel numbers on my TikTok and it's fascinating. And this year was a lot of endings for me. And I know I've talked about this in other episodes because it's about I had to move out of my home. I worked out of my home for 4 years. I have an amazing business partner at my commercial office space to do my readings out of, to offer Reiki out of, classes. She's brilliant, and I couldn't be happier. Now, to say that I w was expecting this year, no way, but it falls into place of being a 9 year. So it's actually not surprising when everything happened this January. I was just like, what? And I had told Lee, I was like, okay, we are going to find a place by the end of February. We literally manifested it, signed a lease. I think the third week in February, maybe the second week, I can't remember fully, and we were open by March. We put a lot of work into the space, a lot of love, and it's been fascinating. I can't wait to grow the business with her, especially because next year is a 1 year, right? But nine is all about endings. Nine is all about endings, even with your own emotions, your own feelings. If something bothers you and you don't know why, it might be time to end it. Even with yourself, though. What is affecting you? What is heavy on your heart, right? Because there's things that I have to work on, like things that bother me, but I don't really know why, but I gotta let it go. It needs to go. And that's part of the nine. But when you see angel numbers outside of a 9 year and you start seeing 999, that means that stuff in your life is ending. You need to move on, like with a career, or if you get let go. It's supposed to happen. Better things are to come. Ask your angels, ask your guides for signs, ask everybody to show up, give you some angel numbers to guide you in what direction you're supposed to go. And I promise you, they'll show up. They listen. It is absolutely amazing. But I would love to know in the comments, like, what is your angel numbers? What do you see? Right now, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, which is all about I have so much going on in life, and my New Year's resolution for next year is to have a better work-life balance where I'm not working. I feel like I work 24 hours a day, and I'm actually going to step back a little bit and enjoy my life a little bit more because as we know, it's short, right? Have more fun. I'm traveling. I'm going back home to California next year. I haven't decided exactly when, but I would like to see my mom. I haven't seen her in 11 years. And, her husband, Chuck, who is amazing, and go visit all the places that I worked, show my son, like my high school, like where I dropped out of. Because most of you know I did not graduate high school. But those are all important spots to me. The homes I grew up in, the area, I mean, and my grandma is 95. She lives in San Diego with my aunt and uncle. I absolutely love San Diego. And I'm looking forward to going back and, having a conversation with her and hugging her in case something happens to her. She's like blind in one eye and she has a lot of health issues, but she still got all her wits about her. She probably lived to like 100, because that's just how she is. But I would like to see her because I don't know the next time I'll be out in California. But we also have to remember in our life to enjoy moments with people that we truly love. Let go of the people and places that cause you harm, that cause you worry, that cause you stress. You get to a point where it's like you just don't need it. You got to love them from afar, and that's part of the 9 year, letting go of shit that you don't need anymore, that you don't want, that you're not going to accept, that you're going to set up boundaries, that you're just not going to allow yourself to be put in those spaces because if you don't, you're going to take that crap into the next 9 years and you don't want it. So, what are your angel numbers? Mine, like I said, are 1, 2, 3, 4, which just means there's a lot going on. If you take all the numbers and you put them together and you kind of balance it out, it's finding the balance, focus on self, good things are happening, going into groups, you know what I mean? Making those decisions for me. I mean, it's a lot. So, what are your numbers? Let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I will see you all next time. I hope you all have a beautiful day and namaste.